You've heard it before. Save your money, make a budget, don't spend recklessly. Familiar advice, right? But here's the truth. The wealthy don't follow any of it. They don't play by the outdated financial rules everyone else was taught. They operate on a different battlefield, one that's silent, strategic, and completely invisible to the average person. In this video, you won't just learn the 5 hidden financial rules used by the wealthy. You'll uncover how they manipulate the entire money game, while the rest of the world remains clueless. If you're still clinging to the idea that saving alone will make you rich, get ready for a hard reset. This isn't a tip, it's a full-blown wake-up call. Now step into a world where knowledge is ammunition, cash flow is a blade, and every mistake costs you your financial freedom. Knowledge is not a choice, it's a weapon. Most people walk into finance like a blind man stepping onto a battlefield. No understanding of the rules, no strategy, only hope. But in reality, hope is a terrible strategy. The wealthy don't wait for luck. They build their empires on knowledge, like a fortress around their assets. They don't invest without comprehension. They don't gamble without data. In the money game, ignorance is a death sentence, and only those who understand the battlefield get to survive. This isn't caution. It's a survival mechanism forged by experience and sharpened by information. In finance, those who act on emotion are ground into dust by a system that rewards precision and punishes naivety. The truth is, finance isn't magic, it's a science. But while the majority treat it like superstition, the rich dissect it like a surgeon with a scalpel. They're not seduced by slogans like save money or don't spend. Those are safety nets for people too scared to build bridges. The wealthy don't follow recycled advice. They follow data, systems, and replicable models. They invest in clarity before capital. They know every asset class, every tax loophole, every risk vector. They understand that value isn't found in tips or trends, it's found in frameworks and formulas. While most people have no clue what effective tax rates, capital leverage, or asset cycles even mean, the wealthy study every variable like scientists prepping for high-stakes experiments. They aren't obsessed with academic pride. They're obsessed with survival and domination. In the world of finance, the more you know, the more control you have. And the one who controls the rules doesn't play the game. They own the game. Learn or lose. Understand or be eliminated. Knowledge is the most precise leverage. Not every rich person is smarter than you. They just study what you never thought to touch. While most waste time scrolling TikTok or gossiping about gas prices, the rich dive into asset models, tax law, cash flow architecture, and capital structure. They're not chasing secrets to success. They're building systems that can repeat success. Knowledge isn't for show, it's for leverage. And leverage is what turns small wins into generational wealth. That's the secret no one wants to say out loud. Reading financial books isn't a hobby, it's a survival obligation. Anyone who wants to escape the hamster wheel of earn-spend debt must make this non-negotiable. One good book can save you 10 years of trial and error. One correct insight can keep you from losing everything in a deal that looked promising. The wealthy don't read to decorate shelves. They read to avoid bloodbaths. In this financial war zone, knowledge isn't a privilege, it's the price of admission. Every correct insight is a bullet fired at ignorance, the root of 99% of financial failure. Acting without information is walking into battle with an empty rifle. The wealthy know that every wrong decision costs real money, time, and sometimes even your future. That's why they're obsessed with learning. They dig deep into every mechanism of capital, cash flow, risk, and return. Knowledge is not just light, it's the scalpel they use to carve profits from the heart of the market. Rule 1. Don't tell me to budget. I build systems. Budgeting is organized poverty. Restricting your spending doesn't make you rich, it just postpones your crisis. The wealthy don't live by spreadsheets, they live by systems. Every dollar that enters their world is assigned a purpose. Investment, reinvestment, asset acquisition, cash reserves. These flows aren't random, they're engineered like machinery. Budgeting is about limitations. Systems are about liberation. One confines, the other scales. That's the difference between financial stress and financial control. When ordinary people get paid, money evaporates through consumption. When the wealthy get paid, that money is immediately routed. A portion goes into investment accounts, some into high-yield savings, the rest reinvested into income-producing assets. No emotion, no hesitation, just infrastructure. What keeps the average person broke is emotion. What keeps the rich accelerating is automation. Budgeting is for people afraid of chaos. Systems are for those who engineer order through precision. The wealthy don't sit up at night punching numbers into Excel. They don't manually track their coffee habits. They design automatic financial pipelines. Income flows in, and without lifting a finger, money is diverted to investments, savings, debt reduction, or growth assets. This isn't budgeting, it's architecture. Financial architecture replaces micromanagement. It builds freedom. Budgets are chains, systems are ships. If you want to escape, stop asking how to save more. Start building a machine that multiplies everything you earn without begging for discipline. Don't save money. Optimize your cash flow. Saving is how poor people try to feel safe in a chaotic world. But no one has ever built real wealth by collecting pennies. The wealthy don't park money in savings accounts, earning 1% interest. They circulate capital through vehicles that yield 10, 20%, even 100%. The mindset of saving is born from fear. The mindset of optimization is born from mastery. One hoards, the other multiplies. One lives in scarcity, the other engineers abundance. Optimizing cash flow isn't about reckless spending. It's the art of capital deployment. The rich don't spend money. They direct it like blood through a personal financial ecosystem. Money creates more money when it's allocated properly into real estate, equity, digital assets, or intellectual property. Those who save live within limitations. Those who optimize exploit the margin. That margin is where true wealth hides. While the average person wakes up thinking, will I have enough by the end of the month? The wealthy wake up to automated transfers pushing capital into investments. They make money while sleeping, not by magic, but by design. Cash flow optimization means freedom from labor, not just freedom from debt. If your money isn't working harder than you, you're not wealthy, you're just employed. Don't ask how much you have left. Ask what your money is doing while you're not watching. Rule 2. Never chase trends. Every time the market hypes up a new gold rush, crypto, AI stocks, NFTs, the crowd dives in like moths to flame. But the wealthy, they don't flinch. They know that if a trend has reached your ears, it's already been exploited. The smart money exited 3 months ago. The rich don't invest because of buzz. They invest because of valuation. No one builds lasting wealth by following hype. The ones getting rich are the ones selling the fantasy to the last fools entering late. Trend chasing is the fastest way to lose money while looking cool doing it. Those who buy high and sell low are always the uninformed. The wealthy never blindly follow what's hot. They ask harder questions. What is the real value? Is it scarce? Is there sustainable demand? They don't care what's popular. They care what's permanent. Trends don't build portfolios. Principles do. The wealthy study markets like ecologists study ecosystems. They don't get distracted by surface movement. They track the food chain. Who's profiting? Who's bleeding? Who's being manipulated? Trends are signals for the elite to sell, not buy. The more you chase, the less control you have. Survival in investing isn't about speed. It's about silence, patience, and data. You win when you mute the noise and act with surgical precision. The crowd reacts. The wealthy position. Real value is always scarce and never on sale. What makes something truly valuable isn't how flashy it is, it's how rare and irreplaceable it is. The wealthy don't waste time chasing assets that can be mass-produced. They hunt what cannot be duplicated. Prime real estate, controlling equity, intellectual property with recurring income. They don't buy because something looks sexy. They buy because it cannot be bought twice. That's not vanity. It's strategic dominance in a market where supply defines power. Scarce assets follow one law. The rarer they are, the higher their value climbs. No hype needed, no viral marketing. These assets produce returns because real demand exists, always. The wealthy aren't looking to flip fast, they're looking to own long. While others crave what's trending, the rich secure what's timeless. A central property or cash-producing IP doesn't need to be hot. It just needs to be unavailable to anyone else. People who chase sparkle miss the silent engines of wealth. But the wealthy ignore the spotlight. They follow the cash. The real test isn't how much hype surrounds an asset. It's how long it can survive without it. That's the difference between noise and value. In a world screaming for your attention with fake promises and volatile fads, true value is quiet and deadly. The rich don't need everyone to see what they own. They just need it to pay them forever. Rule 3. Never make decisions alone. Average people believe they have to figure it all out on their own. That's exactly why they keep losing. Nothing is more dangerous than making major financial decisions based on emotion or half-baked information. The wealthy never act in isolation. They build filters made of people, individuals with real-world experience, contrarian views, and the courage to challenge flawed thinking. One wrong decision can burn through an entire financial year. They don't take that chance. In finance, ego is a silent killer. The more successful someone becomes, the more they understand their blind spots. That's why the wealthy never rely solely on gut instinct. You don't need to hire high-end consultants right away, but you do need a ring of sharp minds. A lawyer sees risk, a financier sees flow, an entrepreneur sees leverage. Their feedback isn't advice, it's early warning systems that prevent disaster before it's born. This idea that deciding alone shows strength is a lie. The market doesn't care how independent you are. It punishes ignorance. The wealthy use other people like radar, exposing the flaws they can't see themselves. That's not weakness, it's wisdom. Before executing any bold idea, they run it through layers of experienced minds. If it survives the fire of honest critique, it's worth pursuing. That's not groupthink, that's elite strategy. Decisions made in echo chambers lead to extinction. Decisions tested by fire lead to freedom. A personal advisory board is a strategic weapon. You don't have to be a millionaire to build an advisory board. What you need is the humility to listen and the discernment to choose the right people. Sometimes, a single conversation with someone who lost everything in a failed investment teaches more than 10 best-selling books. The wealthy don't treat advice as opinion, they treat it as data. They aggregate, cross-analyze, and synthesize. More perspectives mean fewer blind spots, and fewer blind spots mean better outcomes. That's the math of sustainable wealth. Successful individuals construct feedback circles, like businesses build early warning systems. One legal mind spots liabilities. One market expert reads the undercurrents. One seasoned operator sees pitfalls the theory books miss. An advisory board doesn't do the work for you. They save you from self-destruction. Their insights can save you tens, even hundreds of thousands before your money ever hits the market. They're not backup, they're shields. When your personal board is strong, you stop investing like a gambler. Every move becomes calculated on a multi-dimensional field where most risks are diffused before you even act. Poor people make decisions hoping for luck. The wealthy make decisions engineered for probability. A single meeting with the right person can alter your entire financial trajectory for the next decade. That's not mentorship, that's leverage. And it's one of the richest currencies in the game. Rule 4, control the value, forget the title deed. Here's a brutal truth. The wealthy don't need to own everything they profit from. They're not obsessed with having their name on the title. What they care about is control. Control of cash flow, decision-making, and operational direction. When you own something, you bear the burden. When you control it, you reap the rewards without the weight. That's the game. Ownership ties you to responsibility. Control ties you to income. The rich don't clutch, they command. Most people crave the appearance of success, owning the house, the car, the flashy assets. The rich see those as liabilities. Maintenance, taxes, legal exposure, all follow ownership. But if you can control an income stream without owning the asset outright, you win twice. You get the cash without the chains. That's the difference between asset possession and asset mastery. One comes with paperwork, the other comes with profit. Ask yourself this: how many things do you own that make you nothing? Now ask, how many things do you control that pay you monthly? The wealthy invest in syndicates, joint ventures, and platforms where they don't need full ownership to claim returns. They don't care about public recognition. They care about strategic access. This is the secret. Money doesn't follow status, it follows systems. If your name is on the deed but the cash flows elsewhere, you own the shell. The rich own the pipeline. Rule 5, leverage isn't optional, it's the law. In the real world of finance, no one builds wealth with just their own hands. They build it with systems powered by other people's time, money, and expertise. The poor trade time for money. The rich use leverage to multiply money without trading their hours. They hire talent, use borrowed capital, tap into platforms, license expertise. Their profits don't come from personal labor. They come from operating layers of leverage, stacked with surgical intent. This isn't a shortcut. It's the rule of the game. The wealthy don't ask, "How can I work harder?" They ask, "How can I earn without being there?" That's the power of leverage. From rental arbitrage to franchising to equity splits, every model they touch is designed to detach income from effort. They don't aim to be present. They aim to be replaced by systems. That's why they escape the 24-hour limit. While others grind, they scale. Freedom doesn't come from saving more or hustling longer. It comes from duplicating your value through leverage. While most people are still trying to do everything right, the rich are figuring out how to make others do it better. They're not stuck in the earn-spend-debt cycle. They operate as generals of complex financial machines. Leverage is the ultimate truth. If you don't understand it, you'll be crushed by it. If you master it, it'll carry you beyond anything hard work alone could ever achieve. If you're still living by a budget, chasing trends, making decisions alone, and thinking ownership equals power, you're playing a rigged game. The world of the wealthy doesn't run on emotion or hope. It runs on systems, leverage, precision, and strategic control. Now you've seen the full map. The question is, will you keep obeying popular financial myths, or will you start thinking like the one who controls the board? In the money game, there is no neutral ground. Either you're the one moving the pieces, or you're the piece being moved. The wealthy don't play by the rules they were taught. They play by the rules they built. And now that you've seen behind the curtain, you only have two options: evolve or be used.